It's a new month, bourbon fans. You know what that means.
It's gonna be May.
It means new bourbon and whiskey hitting the shelves soon. There's some cool stuff coming out from Heaven Hill, Jim Beam. There's a really big announcement from 2 distilleries. So stay tuned all the way to the end to find out what's going on. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad. The month of May, we got some really cool bottles coming out, some standards, and some new stuff. Okay? Now, full disclosure, there's a handful of these bottles that there's no information out yet. So they're supposed to be coming out in May, but there's no proof or price or age or background info. So I'm going to kind of rattle through those rather quickly so that way I don't waste your time. We'll get to the meat of it today. From Heaven Hill, we got Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B525, no info. Larceny Barrel Proof B525. We got the Spring Old Fitzgerald Decanter Series. It's always bottled in bond. Don't know how old it is. And from Jim Beam, we've got Little Book Chapter 9 expected to come out. Again, no details there. Sorry. But also from Jim Beam, we do have some details. Old Grandad, typical Old Grandad Bonded. Of course, it's 100 proof. It's about 4 years old. At least it's at least 4 years old. However, this year they are releasing Old Grandad Bonded 7 years old. I'm super pumped because I love Old Grandad Bonded. It's amazing. This one is only 40 bucks. Easily worth it in my book. I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna hunt it down, make sure I get it. So stay tuned for that. 13th Colony is releasing their batch of cask strength bourbon for 2025. This one comes in at 120.65 proof. Retails for $99. I had a chance recently that you can let me know if I really messed up or not. There was a local store pick of 13th Colony cask strength, but it was $120 retail. Which, in the grand scheme of things, might not seem like such a big deal, but I've been spending a lot of money on bourbon lately, so I need to really be judicious about what I'm buying. Plus, I'm just kind of getting annoyed all of a sudden that their prices are just exploding. I know they're super popular, and it must be good, or else people wouldn't be buying it. So I get that, but I'm also annoyed. Like, can't we just have a nice bourbon that's affordable for a while before it just goes crazy with rarity and pricing? Like, come on. Now, the cask strength is a little bit more reasonable at 99. What is interesting is the proof seems to be going down. It's only 120.65. It was over 130 for some of the batches, I believe. Anyways, long story long, maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't. Depends on what else I've been buying lately, if there's room in the bourbon budget. Jefferson's Reserve is not really a brand I pay attention to a whole lot, but they have also a cask strength bourbon. It's 8 years old and it's 130 proof for only 70 bucks. That sounds great. That's like a Booker's for cheaper than a Booker's. And you guys know how much of a Booker's fan I am. So that one sounds kind of hard to beat. If I see that one, I might have to grab it just because. That sounds like a good deal. 2 really big bits of news. Okay, first from Maker's Mark. This is a landmark piece of news. For over 80 years, they've been producing whiskey with the same mash bill. And now, this year, for the first time, they are branching off and they are producing their first wheat whiskey. And it's under the name of Star Hill Farms, which is the name of the farm that the distillery is on. So it's not going to have the signature red wax because that's only for whiskey that is made with the original mash bill. This one is going to be made from a blend of 2 different mash bills. One that is 70% soft red winter wheat and 30% malted barley. The other one is 100% malted soft red winter wheat. Comes in at 114.7 proof. Retails for $100. I expect this is going to be similar to the cellar aged, where it is just super popular, extremely hard to get a hold of, and the price is going to shoot up quickly. I'm sure this will make it out to select distributors and stores across the nation. But it is being released at the distillery on May 13th, and they very specifically said you can start lining up at 6 a.m. and the bottles will be available for purchase starting at 9 a.m. and you are forbidden from lining up before 6 a.m. So, not sure how they're going to enforce that, but there you go. It's also going to be available in the United Kingdom in May, and then later in the year, they're going to release it in Australia as well. Cheers. Now, another big piece of news. Whether you love, hate, or are indifferent about RD1, they are making a milestone progress as well. They are opening their own distillery in Lexington, Kentucky at The Commons. So that's really exciting for them. I've tried some of their stuff and it's okay. It doesn't thrill me, but I've got actually a single barrel bottle up there that I've yet to try. Very intrigued to try. I haven't tried a cask strength version of their stuff yet. Anyways, they're opening their own distillery, and to commemorate that, they are releasing a special edition 12-year cask strength bourbon. And it is a Kentucky bourbon, and it's going to range in the 120s proof, from 121 up to 127 proof. So this bottle, the 12-year-old, comes in a very fancy glass decanter type bottle and a nice ornate box, very fancy. And it should be, because guess the price on this one. 800 smackers. Yep. Now this one is available online if you care to purchase it now. I even checked it out. It is sure on their website. And if you buy a bottle before July 15th, you get a private bourbon tasting with Mark Stoops, apparently one of the RD1 investors. Doesn't say that he was the distiller, but all right. You get a private bourbon tasting with him later in the summer. Details TBD, I guess. And if you didn't know, RD1 has been sourcing their whiskey from Western Kentucky Distilling Company. This is a big step for them. I'm excited. It's always great when a brand is opening their own place and hopefully distilling their own stuff. Or at least, getting into it even more and probably producing some really great stuff. So there you go. Some average bourbon news and some really exciting bourbon news. What are you most excited to find in the month of May? Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss out on any of this very important bourbon news. Until next time.